Hello everyone, today we are going to discuss fluid viscosity. First of all, we will discuss no-slip boundary condition. Then we will understand what is dynamic viscosity. After that, we will discuss Newton's law of viscosity. Then we will understand physical meaning of dynamic viscosity and kinematic viscosity. In the end, we will discuss the units of dynamic and kinematic viscosity. Consider the flow of the fluid over a flat plate. Now this fluid is flowing with the velocity of capital U meter per second over this stationary solid plate. According to no-slip boundary condition, there should be no relative motion between fluid layer and solid boundary at contact. In other words, the tangential component of velocity of layer 0 is 0. Now, question arises, why this layer 0 becomes stationary? This happens due to microscopic boundary roughness. Consider the microscopic view of the surface of this solid plate. Now you can see in this diagram, this is showing the peak of the boundary roughness and this is showing the valley of the boundary roughness. Now what is happening? Now you can see that the molecules of layer 0 of fluid are entrapped in the valleys of boundary roughness. So these are the molecules from the layer 0 which are entrapped in these valleys of the surface roughness. Due to this, the velocity of this layer 0 becomes 0 and this layer becomes stationary. Now we have discussed what happened at the interface of the solid boundary and the layer 0. Now we are going to discuss what is happening between layer 0 and layer 1 at this interface. Now velocity of layer 0 is 0. Okay, the velocity of layer 1 which comes in contact with layer 0 is initially capital U. Now suppose it is 10 meter per second. Now when this layer 1 comes in contact with layer 0, now layer 1 glides over the layer 0 like this. Now initially the velocity of layer 1 is 10 meter per second. But what happens when this layer 1 glides over the layer 0? So what happens? Layer 0 tries to retard this layer 1 and due to this the velocity of layer 1 reduces. Now suppose the velocity of layer 1 becomes 5 meter per second. So we are showing this with this arrow. So the velocity of layer 1 is 5 meter per second. 5 meter per second. Now what happens between layer 1 and layer 2? So velocity of layer 1 is 5 meter per second and initially the velocity of layer 2 is 10 meter per second. Now we are discussing this with the help of this diagram. In this diagram, upper layer is showing layer 2 and lower layer is showing layer 1. So velocity of upper layer is 10 meter per second and velocity of lower layer is 5 meter per second. Now what happens? This upper faster moving layer tries to draw the lower slower moving layer. But how? By applying a tangential force F along the direction of flow. This lower slower moving layer tries to retard this upper faster moving layer by applying a equal and opposite force F. Why all this is happening? All this is happening because of fluid property which is known as viscosity. Now viscosity is a property of the fluid due to which one layer of fluid offers the internal resistance against the movement of adjacent layer over it. Now all this is happening due to the property of viscosity. Now consider after the interaction between layer 1 and layer 2, the velocity of layer 2 becomes 7 meter per second. 7 meter per second. Now consider the velocity of layer 3, which is above the layer 2, is 10 meter per second. 10 meter per second, which is original velocity of the fluid. Now connect all these points. Now what we obtain is basically, it is known as velocity gradient. So due to this viscosity, a velocity gradient is created in the direction perpendicular to the direction of the fluid flow. Now we are going to discuss Newton's law of viscosity. A scientist known as Newton related this velocity gradient with tangential force between these layers. Now tangential force per unit area is known as shear stress. The surface area of this layer is A, then shear stress will be, tau will be F by A. So F is tangential force between the layers, and when we divide this tangential force with the surface area of the layers, then we will get the shear stress between the layers. Now Newton related this shear stress with this velocity gradient. So according to the Newton's law of viscosity, there are some fluid for which the shear stress is directly proportional to the velocity gradient. According to the Newton's law of viscosity, this shear stress is directly proportional to the velocity gradient for some fluids. Now further, after simplifying, tau will be equals to mu du upon dy, where mu is constant of proportionality, which is known as dynamic viscosity of the fluid. Dynamic viscosity of the fluid. So from here we can say that dynamic viscosity of the fluid is denoted by a symbol mu. Now this law is not applicable to all fluids. This law is applicable to some specific fluids. The example of these fluids are air and water. For all the commonly used fluids, which are air, water and petrol, the Newton's law of viscosity is applicable. Now further, we are going to discuss kinematic viscosity. A term mu by rho frequently comes in fluid flow analysis. So for simplicity, we named this ratio mu by rho as nu, which is known as kinematic viscosity. It is also known as momentum diffusivity. Now, and what it represents? It represents the relative ability of fluid to diffuse a disturbance in momentum as compared to its ability of sustaining the original momentum. Now, what it means, we are going to discuss further. Now, as we already know, momentum of any fluid is given as m into velocity. So initially the momentum of the all layer was mass flow rate into capital U, which is original velocity of the fluid. Now due to the presence of a solid plate, the momentum of layer 0 is disturbed, because now its final momentum is 0, which was initially m into capital U. Now we can see that the momentum of other layer is also disturbed. The momentum of layer 1 was initially m into capital U, which was m into 10, because we have considered the capital U as 10 meter per second. Now final momentum of layer 1 is m into 5, and similarly the momentum of layer 2 is also disturbed. So by how much this momentum will be disturbed, it will be defined by the fluid viscosity. How much force these layers are applying upon each other will decide the change in the momentum of these layers. So what this plate has done, this plate has created a disturbance in the momentum. If the viscosity of this fluid is very high, then this disturbance will propagate very fast, and the momentum of all these layers will change by a larger amount. If momentum diffusivity is very high, what it means? It means that the momentum of this layer will change by a larger amount. Initially momentum of layer 1 is 10 m. Now if mu is high, then it may become 2 meter per second. Now what this momentum diffusivity is showing? It is showing relative ability of a fluid to diffuse a disturbance in momentum as compared to its ability of sustaining the original momentum. So momentum diffusivity will decide the fluid will whether the fluid will sustain its original momentum or it will diffuse a disturbance in the momentum. Now case number 2, when momentum diffusivity of fluid is very low, then what will happen? Then the momentum of this fluid will not be changed by a larger amount. Suppose the final velocity of layer 1 is 9 meter per second. So here fluid is having higher ability of sustaining its original momentum. Earlier fluid was having lower ability of sustaining its original momentum. Now we are going to discuss the physical meaning of the kinematic viscosity. Now layer 0 comes in the contact with the solid plate. So layer 0 knows that there is a disturbance in the momentum, because what plate has done, it has created the disturbance in the momentum. But how does the layer 1 and layer 2 knows that there is a disturbance in the momentum? So in the other word, we can see that viscosity of a fluid is a messenger who propagates the message of momentum disturbance within the fluid. As now, in the end, we are going to discuss the unit of dynamic viscosity and kinematic viscosity. So from the Newton's law of viscosity, we know that tau is mu du upon dy. After rearranging, we will find that mu is equals to tau into dy upon du. Now we will discuss the unit of dynamic viscosity in 3 systems, which are SI system, MKS system and CGS. SI, MKS and CGS. So as we already know, the unit of stress is Newton per meter square, and the unit of dy, which is distance. So dy is what? The distance from the plate. So unit of distance is meter, and the unit of velocity is meter per second. After solving, we will get the unit as Newton per meter square into second, which is also known as Pascal second. So the unit of dynamic viscosity in SI unit is Pascal second. Now we are going to discuss the unit in MKS system. So in SI unit is Newton per meter square into second. As we already know, Newton is the unit of the force, and force is given as mass into acceleration. So the unit of Newton will be kg, the unit of mass, and into meter per second square, the unit of acceleration, and finally we will multiply by this second and divide by meter square. After solving, the unit of dynamic viscosity in MKS unit will be kg per meter second. So 1 kg per meter second will be equals to, as we already know, 1 kg is 1000 grams and 1 meter is 100 centimeter and into second. So after solving, we will get that the unit of dynamic viscosity in CGS unit will be 10 grams per centimeter second, and this gram per centimeter second is known as poise. So it is very important. So 1 poise is equals to 0.1 kg per meter second. We can see from here 10 will be divided here. So 1 poise will be equals to 0.1 kg per meter second. So we will consider the unit of kinematic viscosity in two systems, which are MKS and CGS. So in MKS unit, the unit of kinematic viscosity will be, as we already know, the unit of dynamic viscosity in MKS unit is kg per meter second, and the unit of rho is kg per meter cube. So after solving, we will get the unit of kinematic viscosity in MKS unit as meter square per second. Now, as we already know, 1 meter is equivalent to 100 centimeter. So in CGS unit, so in CGS system, the unit of kinematic viscosity will be centimeter square per second, and centimeter square per second is known as Stokes. So we will stop here. Thank you everyone.